All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crypto World. I'm the Bitcoin Viking, and I've got a very special guest on today's show. This is ALLADIN with the Bitcoin trading cards. You guys have seen me unboxing the Series 1 set. I've actually still got my opened box with all my now empty packs sitting back here on my shelf. It's been one of my favorite things that I've done on this YouTube channel to date. And I got to meet you in Miami in Bitcoin 2023. Got to hang out with you guys at your booth. You guys had the most popular booth there at the show. We were just trying to elbow in to look at all the new cards and the commemorative packs that you guys came out, which we'll go over here in a second. But ALLADIN, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you. No, it was great meeting you in Miami, and yeah, it was definitely nonstop trying to get through those couple days. I created Bitcoin trading cards. It's been a little over 4 years now. I've been working on this. We launched at Pacific Bitcoin last year, and since it's been a non-stop ride trying to keep up. Nothing that we had imagined, Jonas. We really were just trying to figure out a way to make Bitcoin education and Bitcoin adoption as fun and simple as possible. And our biggest goal was like getting someone to buy 2 packs. One that they could maybe keep, and then one that they would give to a friend or family member. And we did not see it coming down the way that it did. So good problem to have.
You guys awakened a beast. I mean, I'm in the Telegram group chat, which I'll link down below for anyone who sees this, who wants to learn a little bit more about the project through that. But I first was watching Tonevase, as I usually do, and he, at the end of his show, opened up this pack of trading cards. And you've heard me say this, and I think I said it in one of my first videos, that I was a trading card fiend when I was a little kid. And so when I saw Bitcoin trading cards, I was immediately sold. I just had to come on and buy some packs, and then the addiction began immediately. And now here we are. So I was lucky enough to get that last box of S1. This wasn't the last one, but I was among the last before it sold out. And now you guys have launched Series 2. You guys launched that at Bitcoin Miami. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I managed to get myself a box, some packs, and then some commemorative packs for the actual conference. And I figured that we would structure this. I'm really excited to have you on while I unbox these for the first time. My first look at the S2 besides at the conference. And we would structure this maybe, I thought, like the Hot Ones podcast, where I ask you a question, and then while you're answering, I unbox it and we flip through them, and then I ask you another question and rip another pack. What do you say?
Beautiful. Yeah, and I won't be choking on hot wings. So that
yeah. I don't know how those guys do it, because I only go to like a 3 out of 10 on the Buffalo Wild Wings scale. I stop at Honey Barbecue. I like to be able to enjoy my food. But yeah, no spicy sauces here. So
yeah,
I think I'll go ahead and... What's that?
We did the 1 chip challenge with our kids. Oh, yeah, you really want to get a laugh out of it as long as you're not the one eating the chip.
Yeah,
I recommend your kids be teenagers. Don't do it if they're under 12. Just don't do it.
Oh no, you did you do it with your kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I never laughed so hard in my life.
That's good. All right, I'm gonna add my unbox camera here. So I've got my box, my commemorative packs, and then the 4 packs that I managed to get earlier with the discount code that you were so generous to give to the pack stackers and the group chat that one day. So I'll go ahead and I'll start, I think, with this one. And while I get this going, why don't you tell me what inspired you to start this project? Because this has been a huge undertaking for you guys. So what really inspired you in the very beginning? Maybe a little bit about your Bitcoin journey. And I'll get started on this.
Excellent. So I was doing trading cards back in 2014 in the cannabis industry, and I grew up with a bunch of the legends of the industry. Walked away from it at a very young age, but then when the legalities started coming back in California, and they were opening the doors for people to go legal, I wanted to come back and help a bunch of the small mom and pop farmers that started out. So I created a Ganja brand trading cards, and that was just the way for them to get their branding out in a legal way. And that was some fun for a few years. But when I found Bitcoin in 2016, I couldn't think of anything else. So it was a beautiful walk away from all of that. And that's where I started trying to figure out how I could work in Bitcoin for the rest of my life. And I love doing the trading cards. I've been into trading cards my whole life. So right around 2017 was the idea of Bitcoin trading cards. It was nothing like what we have right here. It was just a bunch of whiteboards with, I mean, every direction you could imagine for these cards. And it really took me slowing down for a couple years after started sketching a lot of the artwork out and understanding that these need to be educational, because my biggest thing was trying to teach my friends and family about Bitcoin and just being shut down left and right. So I got to the point where I was going, these cards need to be the way to get people into Bitcoin. So then it went from partially educational to fully educational. And that's where I really started diving into the Bitcoin Life Raft, which is a small consulting firm that I started, which was just me, but I was going out and teaching people about Bitcoin, people in the general public. And I mainly did that because it filled my notebook with all kinds of feedback from the general public on what inspired them to get into Bitcoin, what would make them never want to get into Bitcoin, what was the biggest FUD that they were afraid of.
Yeah.
And all of that went into the design of what you see in front of you, especially the FUD busters. I couldn't.
The FUD busters. I was just going to say, yeah. Okay. Wow. I haven't heard that part of your story before, that you were already doing trading cards before this. You already had some connections in the industry and and everything else. That's awesome.
Yeah, understood that it was a massive undertaking. The amount of work that goes into just trying to figure out the numbers of these cards and how to produce a small amount and have the right amount of foils, which are also called chase cards, across the run so that there's a big enough chase but not too much of a chase. There's a lot of balancing come into it that is far beyond just making an educational pack. There's lots of sleepless nights trying to figure out how to design this project in a way that can really appeal not just to Bitcoiners, but eventually get us to the general public and the traditional trading card market, that they're widely open to new projects like this. And we're definitely going after those guys, and we're going to bring in as many as we can.
Well, you guys have some really awesome advisors on this team as well. I know you guys have Tone Bays, as the guy who got me into this, but it seems like that team's just been growing and growing.
Yeah, no, that's been a really beautiful part of it. There's so many politics that goes into creating something in Bitcoin that you don't get torn to pieces real quick, because us Bitcoiners, we're very territorial of what we're trying to do, and we don't want the shills and we don't want the crap in. So there's a lot of proof of work that has to be done. And working with someone like Tone Bays, who for God, how many years has he been in Bitcoin? 10 years, 11 years? Yeah. So he's done the proof of work, and he's proven himself to the community, to lots of us out there. He's definitely a true Bitcoin warrior. So having him be able to come in and give me feedback and advice is priceless to really be able to move forward in this thing in the best way possible.
Awesome. 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 All right. Well, what do you say we rip one of these packs for you answering that question? All right. You tell me 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one?
Let's go with 4. It's one of my favorite numbers.
4. All right. You got it. Yeah. I like the design of these, and I did get to see a lot of pack ripping happen at Bitcoin 2023. And if I'm right in this, you guys have now been putting the chase card in the middle of the pack. Is that right?
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier, because you're watching Tone in his videos. He was having a hard time keeping that chase card hidden until he got to
sometimes that last card tends to slip out.
Yeah.
So I actually haven't released all of my unboxing videos of Series 1, but I actually came up with a new strategy. The next video that I put out, it might be uploaded before this or after this, I would look away and show everybody the last card and then put it back in, and then I would go through. And so there's a little bit of dramatic irony there. I figured that'd be a little bit entertaining. So I'm actually starting out right now with one of my favorite pieces of artwork. This is the same poster that you gifted me in Miami that I got your signature on. I got to get that framed. I'm probably going to hang it here in the studio somewhere.
Yeah, that's the mascot. So you can see him behind me, the statue. And we're actually creating that costume to be able to take to Comic-Con and different events and have the Satoshi's gift walking around at these events. And
if that's not going to orange pill people, I don't know what will. That's awesome. All right, what do you say we get going here? Got Satoshi Nakamoto. This is another one of my favorite cards, the currency card. Did you fix that spelling error that I found on this one?
I think so.
Maybe. Was it on this one or was it on a different one?
I think it might have been on that one. So can you tell what that is?
Yeah, so there's a dumpster fire.
Okay, because very, very few people actually caught that. I mean,
yeah,
it's hard to
faded into the background a little bit, and actually, I do still see that spelling mistake on there, on that second line. It's is instead of it. But it's so small and it gets the point across. This is just showing the degradation of the U.S. dollar over time. There's a timeline there. This is a really well put together card. I like it a lot. Got the fiat standard, and then it's the chase card. Oh, it's the next one. Mark Moss. Hey, yeah, you picked the right pack. It looks like. Oh yeah, that hollow man, that feels good.
Amazing.
74 of 210. Holy cow! Look at that hollow. So that's new.
Yes.
From Series 1 to Series 2. I know a lot of people were remarking on that. I don't know if I like this better than the hollow on Series 1. My Cypherpunk that I pulled from Series 1 is probably my favorite hollow. But it looks like faceted, like diamond. That's
it's
really
called
cool.
The cracked ice. So that in the traditional trading card market is one of the most popular foils you can pull.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, it even looks good from a distance. That's really cool. Bull markets. Man, it's like the biggest part is in the middle now. There's like an apex, and then you come down off of that. The crypto couple. So you guys have expanded the Bitcoin Warrior section from Series 1 into Series 2. And I'll be honest, this is something about me. I'm not much of a celebrity person. And even influencers or anything else who are big in the space, I just can't remember their names. And I don't pay too much attention to the people. My favorite cards here are the conceptual ones. Like the currency card, the government cards. But here's another one. So this is a new section of cards, right, for Series 2 called FUD.
Yeah, that's a theme section. So in the next series, you will not have the FUD category. There'll still be FUD cards, but they won't be in the FUD category.
Yeah, okay. I like that. So that's something that's fun to chase within Series 2 or within each consecutive series. All right, I'm getting some new ones here. Guys are fun. That's a new one too. New resource card. And CJ Wilson. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with CJ Wilson, but I guess I'm going to become now. You can scan that QR code and learn all about him.
Yeah, the cool thing about adding the Bitcoin Warriors, Bitcoin athletes in there, it really helps to get people introduced to people that are making really big impacts. And I don't look at them as celebrities or heroes or anything like that. I look at them as people that are making massive impacts in the world. And we can chase all these sports cards and all these other collectible actual celebrities or athletes out there, but what impact are they making other than being like a really good athlete? Where these guys are stepping way beyond that and helping to change the world. So if there's anyone we should celebrate in that way and pay attention to, it's the people that are making the biggest impact in the world. Positive.
That is very well said. Very well said. I couldn't agree with you more on that. I find it hard to pay attention to people like you said, the common celebrities, athletes who they're good at the game or they're good at dressing a certain way, right? But they're not really making any impact in the world. So no, I love that you guys are doing that. Let's keep with tradition. Out of every single order, I usually pick one card to go into cold storage. So which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Let's go to the top corner. Take your one. Put it away.
Right. Let's go in cold storage over there. And then I'll keep these for future unboxing videos. And I'll ask you the next question while I break into the commemorative packs. How about that? So you told us a little bit about how long you've been working on this project already. Let's now talk about some of the biggest challenges that you've had to face over the years. Tell us a little bit about that and how you managed to overcome them.
In general, or with this project?
With this project, but maybe if those overlap a little bit with your personal life as well, however much you want to dive into, if you want to roll in the deep for a little bit, we can do that too.
Yeah, I think with this one, what took the longest was trying to balance the politics of what we're trying to do here out, because we this is not created to be a number go up project. It's not created to be something for people to speculate on necessarily, even though there's a lot of that happening. That's not why we created it. Now that you're on the commemorative packs, it's a perfect introduction into that. Like, those specifically were created so that when you go to these conferences, you have something really special to bring home during that moment in time that you were at a conference. In the biggest change and revolution that the world will ever see is Bitcoin. And each one of these conferences we're going to and meeting the people there, we're all people that are trying to make our impact in making a better world. So I think that's where those become really special. And my wife doesn't like me bringing home goodie bags because they just fill up the house with a bunch of, she calls junk, that'll just sit around, where your pack can easily be put away somewhere that the wife is probably not going to get too frustrated. You have one card that you put up in the room or something like that in your office.
Right.
It's not taking up so much room that you're getting in trouble for it. So that was another reason why I think having those as like a promo or a fun item to bring home from a conference for you to be able to remember forever is the perfect size piece.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot more meaningful than a t-shirt or a sticker or something like that.
Yeah.
Because there's built-in scarcity to these. And of course, as a guy who likes to collect things, these just hit the spot. Definitely. So I'm really upset that I didn't know about you guys before Pacific Bitcoin of last year. But actually, I was talking to you a little bit about this. One of the guys in the group chat, I've managed to strike a deal with him to obtain card number 1 and card number 2, the PP van and surfboard.
Good score right there. Yeah, we gave away 2,000 packs. And
I missed out.
Yeah,
the FOMO, the retroactive FOMO.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think the biggest struggle, honestly, has been the printing is a really hard one. It's years and years of research to find the right printer and make sure all of those things are done properly. It doesn't matter what I do on my end. If the printer doesn't follow through and do their job correctly, then there's a massive risk there. So being on top of all of that is an incredibly heavy job, and it's really scary because you don't know. And like, these got delivered to Miami at the conference, so I didn't get to see a pack get opened until we were at the conference. But the night before we did an unveiling, and I'm just like sweating bullets because I'm going, man, we do have an amazing printer. It's one of the top printers in the entire world, but that doesn't mean everything until you open that pack and see it for the first time. It's really scary run, and you can't print.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, the edge quality on these is a big step above Series 1. I remember I unintentionally scuffed up a couple of edges just by opening the packs.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot goes into the printing, a lot goes into the art. When it comes to the descriptions of these cards, massive undertaking there. I think I got locked up for about 6 to 8 months when I hit the Federal Reserve card in Series 1.
You were telling me a little bit about this, yeah.
Yeah, how do you come up with a one paragraph description of the Federal Reserve that's going to red pill someone hard enough for them to look into it? Massive undertaking. So a lot of those were like my biggest struggles in this project.
Okay, good to know. All right, well, I'll tell you what. I unfortunately was only able to get 2 of these. So we'll open one up and we'll keep one in cold storage. Left or right?
Let's go with right.
Open this one. All right, cold storage over here. Let's do it.
Some of my favorite cards are in the whale packs. Those are the most scarce and all Bitcoin artist cards inside of there. So
yeah, I was super happy that you guys were right across the walkway from Tommy, because I had just gotten myself a Bitcoin War Bond print, and he was kind enough to gift me one of his signed cards because I hadn't gotten to rip any packs yet.
Beautiful.
All right, here we go. Currency, Zimbabwe dollar. So that was one of the rare cards from Series 1. Cafe Bitcoin. It's another education card. I was hoping I would get this one. I like the economics cards, Bank Run.
Kind of called that one. We were working on that one 9 months ago. So,
and look at the, I mean, the detail in here. If my camera can focus, the level of detail that you guys put into all of these is just incredible. You work with a full team of artists, or do you only have one or two, or how does that work?
No, I've put together a team of artists all over the world. So I do all the preliminary sketching, and I call myself the architect. So I sketch it out, get the idea, get exactly what I'm looking for. And then each of the artists I work with, they all have their own style. So once I've got that idea in my head of what I want this concept to be, then I choose the artist that has the best style to pull off what I'm going for.
I like that. I wonder if I have a favorite artist and I don't even know it. A favorite style.
Very possible.
Oh, look at that.
I was hoping to get that one. Oh my God.
I was too. I was either hoping for this or the whale pass. Wow. So now this is the perfect opportunity for you to talk a little bit about Robert Crumb.
Oh my gosh. So a lot of people said, why is Robert Crumb in the pack? Robert Crumb is in, you get 28 of 100.
28.
Okay. He is in the top 50 artists of all time in the entire history of artists in the world. He sits next to Rembrandt, Picasso in museums all over the world. This man was a freedom fighter early on. So if you take Elvis Presley to music, Robert Crumb is the Elvis Presley to the art world. He stepped out like nobody else and really changed the game with freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and pushed the limits unlike any artist had done since, I think, all the way back in the Renaissance. He really pushed the envelope. He was the artist for Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Grateful Dead. The man is just an absolute legend, and I was blessed to be able to grow up with his both of his sons in the tiny little town that I grew up in, and both of his kids are artists, and his son Jesse, just one of the most beautiful people I'd ever met in my life. Absolutely amazing artist, and I got to grow up learning about all of this and everything Robert did, and he inspired me so much throughout my life. So we reached out to him and asked if he would be willing to let us, like, bless us by letting us do some of his art in the pack. And that's one of the reasons why the whale pack is so absolutely precious, is that Robert Crumb card right there. You couldn't have pulled a better one.
I don't think I could have either. I was just going to say, for only having purchased two of these packs and putting one away and picking which one. I mean, you told me right. You called it.
Magical.
Amazing. I want to keep that out of the glare so you can see it. There we go. All right, let's continue with the rest of this pack. So there's some new cards here. Too volatile, another FUD argument, commonly heard. Ooh, Bitcoin card. Yep, hardware wallet. So this is the same art as in Series 1, is that correct?
Yeah, so Series 2, we reused a lot of the art. We changed the frames and did a lot of upgrades, upgraded some of the descriptions on the back, but we did reuse a lot of the art from Series 1 and Series 2. And then Series 3 will be a total revamp. And we'll probably do that every couple series to be able to keep up with the quality of art, because it's a massive undertaking, each one of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't talk too much about Series 3, because that's one of my other questions. Genesis Block, this is another...
that's an awesome...
Oh, yes.
Beautiful.
It's really hoping to get a free Ross card as well. This is a story that really speaks a lot to me. It's really close to home. And so I loved what you guys did with the limited edition 101 free Ross card that I was lucky enough to see in person there in Miami. And you go ahead and tell the people what you guys are doing with that card now.
Yeah, so that went into the Scarcity auction and pulled nearly, I think, just under $11,000 in Bitcoin. And every sat of that goes to the Free Ross Foundation, every bit of it. And then any cards, any of the Free Ross cards other than the common cards that show up, because Free Ross also has a 21 club card, where there's only 21 of those in Series 2. So what we decided to do with Scarce City, we can't control anything outside of that, but with Scarce City is anyone that does a sale or an auction of a free Ross card, if it's one of the limited edition ones on Scarce City, 100% of the proceeds have to go to the Free Ross Foundation. This isn't let's not make money on Free Ross. Let's utilize this as an amazing way to put as much together for him as possible. So
yeah, man. And I really encourage anyone who's seeing this, who doesn't know about the Free Ross organization, look up his story, learn about it. It's one of the most important things right now happening, in my opinion. Absolutely. Really hits close to home. So that is awesome. And I really liked the idea of, it was discussed in the group chat first that I saw, that one of one Free Ross being passed around like a torch, where again, you know, the only reason you're purchasing it is essentially to hold it for a little while, enjoy it, donate what you sell it for to the Free Ross Foundation, and then it just continues on like that. That's so awesome. Don't want to get too emotional with that one, but I'm really glad that I pulled that card. I'm not. Well,
that's one of the things, Jonas, we're trying to do with this is beyond what the NFTs, because there is the NFT argument with people when it comes to this project. And this is so far beyond NFTs in every way. For one, they're physical. You can touch it, hold it, see it. For two, trading cards have been around for 150 years. This is nothing new. We just brought our industry into this. And the biggest point is how many NFTs out there are educational, and how many NFTs out there do what this Free Ross card has done and has the potential to do over the years. So we really are trying to get the community and the big Bitcoin warriors out there and everyone to understand that this is a fun way to learn about Bitcoin, but there's so much good that can be done with this project far beyond any shitcoin or any NFT or anything out there. I have no problem. Anyone can do whatever they want with their money. It's free market capitalist. I have no problem with that. It's just trying to get people to understand that this project specifically is about Bitcoin adoption, education. If someone can make a gain off of it at the same time, beautiful. More power to you. I mean, that's one of the greatest parts about Bitcoin in the end is we're saving our money and the best money on earth. And in the end, there is a gain for us. That's the end goal is to be able to have that benefit of number go up at the same time. So this kind of integrates all of that together. And we really try to put the Bitcoin ethos into this project.
And the more I learned about this project, the more drawn into it I became, because it's way more than just trading cards, which, you know, is like enough for me because that's just who I am, right? I like to collect these things. But the more I learned with what you guys were doing with them, it just made it that much more meaningful. And it's as meaningful as Bitcoin, right? I mean, it hits the same way. So, all right, I would love to open up one of these with you as well. And I guess I've got at least one more question. We talked a little bit about Series 3, but I think I'll save that for last. Let's talk about now what your long-term goals are with this project. While we're on that note of initiating change, educating people, let's talk about what you want to be doing with this project 10 years from now. If 7 years or 8 years or whatever your timeline is that you're looking at.
10, 20, as far as we can take it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And also I'll let you do the honors again. 1, 2, or 3.
Let's go with 3. It's been working so far.
Okay. Who's over here? Oh, actually, I guess go ahead and pick which one's going to go into cold storage too.
I'll throw the middle one in cold storage.
All right. That's going over there. Now I've got a nice little collection of cold storage variety pack over here. Beautiful. And then I'll save this for a future video. And while you talk about your long-term goals, I'll get this open.
All right. Yeah, so what we have coming up next is something called Gorilla Packs. And because the initial idea for this project was to be able to orange pill the general public, and then when the cards came out, no one wanted to let them go because
that's exactly right.
They loved them too much to give them to friends and family. So the Gorilla Packs is a way that we can produce these packs in more of a mass production. They're still going to be way more limited than any other trading card project out there. So we're trying to kick out 210,000 packs. We're shooting for launching this at Pacific Bitcoin this year. And those packs will be less scarce. but you're still going to have the chase. We've got some big surprises going into it. All the education in there so that you can gift these to friends and family. It'll be a lot better price point and a lot easier to give away without worrying about giving away one of those. And because there'll be a lot of packs that won't have a chase card in it. So I think it'll be easier for the Bitcoiners to let go. But we plan on taking this year in August to a Collecticon, which is a smaller version of Comic-Con put on by Comic-Con. We'll have Satoshi walking around with the packs, and we've got a big booth there. And it'll be our way of doing the original plan, which is taking this to the general public and bringing in as much mass adoption as we can for Bitcoin.
That's awesome. And, that's actually one of the things that I was getting excited about too. Well, and we were talking about a little bit just before we started recording. And my initial idea for this interview with you was to open up 1 or 2 of my S1 packs that I've saved. But now what those are going for right now, and what people are wanting them so badly, I was like, I don't think that I can actually open those. I think I have to keep them sealed. So I'm super glad that we delayed this until I was able to get my S2 order in. And we were doing this now. And first card here, this is one of my favorite pieces of artwork of Series 2. I gotta say that.
Took a month.
This one took a month.
Yeah.
I wish I could hold it steady. I'm shaking a little bit, but
yeah, we don't use the AI. We've played around with it to get some conceptual ideas and everything, but when it comes down to it, everything is done by hand. So a lot went into the card.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. It's going to go in a case on its own, along with the free Ross card and the what was the other one that I was super excited to have? The currency cards. Got another Satoshi Nakamoto. There's the currency card that we were just talking about. So this is one of my favorites, definitely from the Miami limited edition packs. I just love, again, the artwork on this one. Now the other ones are the shark, the crab, right?
And the octopus, yeah.
Oh, so close. At number 20 of 1,000. And so I really like this holofoil. Looks like my overhead camera's freaking out a little bit. Hopefully that can refocus. Yeah, there we go. But you guys have this bee. I'm not sure if I can even, there it is. Catch it in the light. That is cool. That little stamp that you can barely see.
Yeah, first time that's been done in trading card history to be able to add a double foil in a card like that. So very, very special release. Series 2 being able to have that on there. And then for the printers to throw the Bitcoin in there, very, very special.
Yeah. Wow. Love it. That is going in a case. Keep them straight here. Monetary history. So this one moved into the currency category out of education or economics.
Yeah. So we had the monetary history category, and we ditched a couple categories to simplify it, and that was thanks to Tone Vase. Having a good sit down with him, he definitely helped us simplify some things and just make it that much better moving forward.
And it looks like you guys have redone the back of this card too, because I don't remember having
all the frames. Yeah, we've redone all the frames.
Yeah, awesome. I have not read that book yet. When I first pulled the card, I was intrigued, and I said I'd have to read the book, and here we are. I still haven't done it. This is probably my second favorite artwork, or maybe third favorite artwork, but the taxation is theft. Absolutely, it is.
100%.
Love this one. Let people read the back of that one if they want. That's awesome. And then the BTC Times and Lisa Ho. Yep. See, I'm not.
Ho. Yeah, I'd butcher her name, and I love Lisa so much, so I feel really bad for butchering her name. I said Hogue for so long, and then someone else corrected me, and yeah. So sorry, Lisa. We love you.
Well, now we know.
I have a friend whose last name is spelled the same way, and it's pronounced Hogue. So I just automatically assume that,
Yeah. Well, all right. Tell you what, I've got one more question for you, and this is the box. So while I get this opened and unwrapped, how about you tell me a little bit more about the immediate next steps for the trading cards here? Yeah, I know you talked a little bit about the Gorilla Packs. And the Gorilla Packs is what S3 is. Is that correct?
No, so the Gorilla Packs will be completely different. So S3. So what you have right now, Fudbusters, is the Orange Pill in a Pack series. So that's our flagship series, and that will be capped at 21,000 packs anytime we open a new series. So we will never do more than 21,000 packs for that particular series. And then the Gorilla Packs is another series that we're doing that will be more of the mass production, and the cards will be done differently. The layout will be done differently, so that it does not affect the collectability of this main series. And we got to foil out the box, which was really cool.
Yeah, you guys sure did. I mean, I've seen some other people unboxing their boxes, and that was one of the first things that I noticed was, wow, the box is shiny. Mm-hmm. And that's not just the foil on it, it's the actual box, which is different from the Series 1 box. Yeah, but I love the artwork going all the way around on these too. So let me get this plastic off, and maybe tell us a little bit, if you, or what you can tell us about some of the unique things coming in Series 3.
So Series 3, we don't plan on launching until late next year. We're trying to keep it balanced out. Yeah, balanced out longer.
I'm out of money.
Well, we really have been enjoying seeing the community come together, the trading and everything happening. And if you overload it, then there won't be time for people to trade and play around with it and build that community experience together. So definitely keeping it a year apart for the main series is going to help promote more of a community growth and people trading their cards back and forth. So yeah, Series 3, sure. we have dubbed it Warriors versus Villains. And we're definitely going to push the envelope with that series more than we've done with the others. And a lot of work ahead, creating all new artwork and really putting the concept of this together. A lot of politics involved to not step on too many toes or upset too many people and make it over the top, but not to the point where we get ourselves in trouble and possibly have a lawsuit on our hands with someone like Mr. Craig Wrong or anybody like that. So
sure. Cool. All right. Well, I'm always taking the first pack out and putting that one in the cold storage. So we'll go ahead and we'll open pack number 2 out of this box to round us out. And how about you tell me about your top 3 favorite cards from this series?
Well, looking at one of them, it's the Robert Crumb card.
Yeah.
I think the second one is the Bitcoin versus crypto, because it's Satoshi's gift in there and a battle.
Sure. Oh, actually, yeah, I do. Let's see. You can see that just barely on the box here on the front. That is one that I'm hoping to get. Yeah.
And then I'd say the third favorite has to be the Government Can't Stop Bitcoin. Mainly, we put so much time and energy and love into that card. It just really turned out more amazing than I could imagine.
Yeah, I told you that was one of my favorites as well. And so this is the Greg Foss card. This is the individual is depicted on what are now called the Lost cards from Series 1, which I was unfortunate not to be in the group chat when the secret giveaway was going on, if you were the first one to pick up on the Easter eggs, which is such a brilliant scheme of how to distribute those, by the way.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. And then everyone was really upset they didn't get Greg, so I had to put Greg in Series 2.
Yeah.
There was only 21 Gregs in those lost cards, and he's too much of an amazing warrior to only have 21 cards out there.
I've seen him now on Twitter. His antics have been much conversation in the group chat.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
He's a little over the top, but we love Greg. There's another one of my favorites. So we had something similar to that in Series 1, and we had the FUD card. And then because Fudbusters for Series 2, I really wanted to upgrade it and push the envelope as far as I could. I think that one just turned out absolutely incredible.
Yeah, great card. Lightning Network, same artwork as an S1. I think the next one was the Chase card. Yes, it is.
Oh, beautiful.
Ponzi.
Another one of my favorites. This artist, again, went above and beyond the detail on this card. We're going to start doing limited prints, and then we're going to be doing posters as well. So the greatest thing about this artwork is when it's blown up, it's just as detailed. When we're creating these, we're creating it on a mass scale to be able to put the detail into it. And I think that's something that isn't done that often in trading cards, to where you could blow that artwork up and see all the detail in it. So I think that one is going to be a really special one blown up.
Yeah, this is again with the little double hollow Bitcoin there. Really awesome. And the camera here does not do the detail on these justice. I mean, you really have to see them and touch them in person to get the full effect. So that one gets its case. Okay, so work our way through the rest of this pack. Assets versus liability. Hodl not. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Bitcoin versus crypto. So this is not the ultra rare, the red one. This is the common version, which for Series 2, you guys have made a little bit more achievable to get all of the artworks in their common forms. And then you can go after the hollow chase cards.
So you can still collect a full set without having to have the foils to do it.
Federal Reserve, another one. I think the tyranny cards, as you guys know, it was government category last time. Now it's the tyranny category.
Yeah, it was another thanks to Tone Vase for coming up with some good ideas on that.
This is the one that you were working so hard to get the language right on to red pill people. Great work, you guys. Everyone on the BTC TC team.
Thank you.
Is another new one.
Do you know about Thunder Games?
I do not.
Well, there you go. That's why you need those cards.
I need the card. I'll go back and read the back of it.
Free sats for playing games. Like,
say less. And last card of this pack is the Michael Saylor.
Yeah, and just so you know, that one of the cool things we do with this project is we won't put anyone in the pack unless we get their full blessing. So anyone that you see in here, they've all been reached out to. They've seen the artwork. They've given their thumbs up on everything we're doing with this. And I think that's the best part about it, because at Miami Bitcoin, people were walking around with their cards and asking for signatures. And
yes, I don't bring mine, but I got a few.
Beautiful. And could you imagine walking up to somebody, and especially someone you really respect, and handing them your card and saying, "Can you sign this?" And they're like, "Hell is that? Who did that? I never gave permission for it." So that would be an uncomfortable situation. And that's why we make sure that everything we do is fully checked off, fully by the board, up and up, to make sure that everyone is completely pleased, from the warriors that are in the pack to us plebs that are trying to meet these warriors and get their signatures. And it's a great introduction to these people that are all really friendly and all really open.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I know from Miami.
And it's really hard for us to get the courage to walk up and introduce ourselves, but when you got a card in your hand, it's a perfect introduction, because you can just walk right up and say, "Hey man, love what you're doing, will you sign my card?" And just start that conversation.
Man, I was my biggest disappointment from Bitcoin Miami was not getting to meet Max. I was elsewhere when he was coming by, but you got him to come down the aisle, and everybody was so ecstatic that he was there.
That was quite the experience. We got to
next time
rip money and toss it all over the floor there with a massive group of people.
That was one of the coolest videos I think that came out of that. That was really fun to watch.
It was a fun experience.
While I've got you, I want to do one more pack. This is pack number 3 from my box, and that'll round us out for this one. But I know that I was talking with Tone while he was in Japan, and he's going to join us for the next one. And we might do that one live, and I'll put that one in the Pack Stackers chat, which again I'll link down in the description below, along with the website here. While I'm going through this one, though, tell the people how, if they want to get their hands on some of these packs, how many of them are sold out, what are still available, and what are some other opportunities that they might be able to take advantage of.
Yeah. So Series 2 is sold out. We will be having some giveaways in the Telegram group. So if you're part of the Telegram group, you can join us there for some giveaways that are coming up. The whale packs were sold out first week we launched. But there are still the commemorative B23 packs available. So you can still grab those online. They are now at the full retail. We had them at the commemorative price for quite a while there, the show price that we did at Miami. But we got down to some really low numbers of what we have left, and we kept it up a lot longer than we planned. But yeah, they're back to full price now. So if you want to grab some of those, part of series, they are a separate series in a way, because Series 2 is the Fudbusters, where you'll still get the same common cards, but we wanted to create a second chase for people that didn't want to have to chase an entire series of cards. So by being able to have the commemorative cards, there's only 4 cards that is a chase in the B23. So it's a lot more accessible for you to be able to chase that if you didn't want to have to dive into buying boxes or anything like that. So some of those available. BTC-cards.com. I think if you search Bitcoin trading cards, you'll find us one way or another.
Oh yeah. And the link will be in the description. Make it real easy. Natalie Brunel, I'm really glad I got this one. Natalie is now in my neck of the woods, and so we had her on our 1-year anniversary 12-hour live stream back in August of last year.
Oh, beautiful.
And so we fully intend to have her in the studio, which again, this is still my old studio. I still have not been able to tear this down and renovate it, but when we do finally do that, I'll be having a lot of guests come in, and Natalie is definitely one of the people on the list to bring in. She is great. One of my favorites.
Yeah, she's bringing it to the normies.
She's my celebrity crush. Government versus government can't stop Bitcoin. Again, good to have another one of those. Hodl not, and this is this is the hollow.
Nice.
This is the hollow. Okay, so I didn't catch that at first. This is a little bit different. It's not the ice one that you were talking about. This is the rings, it looks like. Let's see. Oh, it's even bigger on the back, a lot easier to see. 77 of 500.
Beautiful.
Okay, that's a fun one. I like that. Oh, and I see the double hollow on this is a bunch of smaller Bitcoins. I can catch them all there in the reflection. Awesome. Monetary history, currency again. Creature from Jekyll Island. Another assets versus liability. Getting a lot of that one. CJ Wilson, he's been in just about every pack so far.
Yeah.
And Genesis Block. All right. Oh,
and that was an awesome Noah art there. Oh, beautiful.
Another free Ross. Epic. Yeah, that's a really good one to end it on. Really good one. I'm going to put the link to the all the free Ross stuff in the description as well for people to find that really easily.
Beautiful.
All right, Aladdin. I think we got a couple of dingers here. This is definitely my favorite pull from this interview. I know that you were talking to me about this card while I was meeting with you there in Miami, and just how significant this one is to you specifically. So that's really awesome. Luck of the draw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give myself some more hard cases, and I've got a little bit of an update on the side project that I'm working on, which, as you know, my goal since I discovered you guys with Series 1 was to complete a full Series 1 set. And along with that, you've got to have a really awesome way to display that. And so I've been working with myself, just doing the engineering and some suppliers here that I know to get a custom for Series 1 acrylic display case that is see-through on both the front and the back, so that you can actually swivel it around and see both sides. And it's been a long time coming. It's been a little bit more of an undertaking than I anticipated it being. Apparently working with acrylic is a little bit more difficult than I had thought.
Yes.
But I'm exploring that option, and I've actually been working on another design that's going to be 3D printable parts that will basically connect together, snap together, these plastic, not these particularly, but the magnetic ones,
Yep.
into one big section. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted, but I think some of the pack stackers would appreciate that too.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, Aladdin, thank you so much for your time. We rounded this out at about an hour almost. So thank you so much for sticking around, unboxing these. And I can't wait to see you again, hopefully with Tone, and we'll do some more.
Love it. I'm ready.
Have a good rest of your weekend.
Thank you. Do the same. Cheers, everyone.